Welcome to the Math Center. Today we're going to talk about basic spreadsheets and Cramer's rule. So let's get started. So if I'm looking at these two equations with two unknowns, I can solve that by Cramer's rule. So the A1 is 3, the A2 is 4. The A's are the numbers that are attached to the X's. Similarly, B1 is 2, B2 is 5, and D1 is 5, and D2 is 9. Oftentimes you'll see the D's represented as C's. I just call them D's out of force of habit. But you'll notice that the D's are simply the answers. I've changed the D's into C's just to be more consistent. So Cramer's rule requires you to solve this by determinants. So we can do that easily. So to solve for the x, I would take out the answers, the 5 and 9, and I'd put them in where the 3 and 4 would go. 2 and 5, and then over top of 3, 4, 2, 5, and then I have to figure out the determinants. And that's what these straight lines mean. They mean determinants. So what I would have to do is I would have to, in this case, 5 times 5, subtract 2 times 9. That would be the top one. That would be this part here. Then on the bottom, I would do 3 times 5, subtract 4 times 2. And that would be the bottom part. Now I could realize that the 5, the 9, the 2, the 5, the 3 and the 4, the 2 and the 5, they're just in certain positions. I can define each position as a letter and a number. And since I've defined each position as a number and a letter, and the rules do not change, it's still done exactly the same way. It's still C1 times B2 and C2 times B1 and A1 times B2 and A2 times B1. Regardless of what the numbers are, the determinant is still solved exactly the same way. So now let's look at the spreadsheet. You'll notice that I wrote the equations 3x plus 2y equals 5 and 4x plus 5y equals 9. The numbers that can be changed, I have highlighted them. I've also defined the name of each number. A1 is 3, A2 is 4, B1 is 2, B2 is 5, C1 is 5, and C2 is 9. You will notice for cell E4, which I have named B1, I have defined it as recalling back to G1, which is this spot here. That's where I fill the number in. So whatever number I put in G1, that's what's going to appear in E4. It's going to appear in this cell. I merely wrote down how the numbers related to complete Cramer's rule. But this cell is based on the calculations. The formula for that cell, you will notice that I've named each one of the individual cells. And as such, I've put in the name of the cell rather than the value of the cell in the formula. By doing this, naming each individual cell, I am capable of changing the number in that cell and therefore the value put into the calculation. So if I change the values in the equations, it will change the answer provided. So for instance, changing 3 into 4, 2 to 7, 5 to 15, 4 to 6, 5 to 6, and 9 to 18, I am now able to see the new solution of x equals 2 and y equals 1. I hope this video helped. Please be sure to leave a like so I can brag how awesome my videos are.